All of us who work in a juvenile domestic relations district court know that we are dealing with people in crisis. Having to appear in court for a criminal case, custody, or other civil case as a defendant, victim, or witness is probably one of the most stressful moments in a person's life and full of uncertainty. As professionals working in this environment in our different roles, we are all required to be knowledgeable and well-informed as we help people navigate the complex legal system under this stressful circumstance. We have to act with full regard to public safety and accountability, while at the same time being supportive and compassionate. That's a tough task, whether you're a court clerk, probation officer, administrative staff, or even a judge. But the way in which we approach our work can make a real difference to the lives of people in crisis. I saw this as an attorney in the hallway waiting for cases to be called, and I see examples of this every day as I sit on the bench. Whether you are an intake worker, probation officer, clerk, residential program staff, administrative staff, or a judge, we all have an important and significant role in the judicial system. And we all must continue to serve the public in the same professional, polite, empathetic manner possible. In this video, you will hear directly from some of the people that our staff has worked with. What they have to say bears testimony to how we can make a real difference in people's lives and show how much that is appreciated. I want to personally thank each and every one of you for all the work you do every day. Each of you has a dramatic impact not only on the judicial system, but on individual members of the community.
As an agency, we provide a vast amount of services to county residents, ranging from information and assisting in domestic violence cases to providing supervision for youth and adults in community or residential placements. As public servants, we strive to be leaders and ensure these services are informed, sustainable, and measurable. We make every effort to do this within a framework of accountability, consistent with the well-being of our clients, their families, and the protection of the community. Our staff providing these services work hard to be compassionate, inspirational, and supportive throughout the entire process. To make certain we're doing well or adjusting when we don't, my team gathers feedback from our clients and their families. Throughout the rest of this video, you'll hear directly from some of our clients, as well as some of the great things we received through written feedback this year.
The Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court, JDRDC, hears cases involving juveniles, crimes against juveniles, and family matters, except divorce, in Fairfax County, the city of Fairfax, and the towns of Herndon, Vienna, and Clifton. Our agency consists of around 400 paid employees, 30 to 35 yearly interns, and more than 175 volunteers. Our organization is one that seeks to provide services that make the community safer and families stronger. We often meet our clients in the worst season of their lives. We strive for excellence in our services that must be compassionate, supportive, and based on informed practices regarding better outcome innovations. The Domestic Relations Unit provides 3 distinct services for families: intake, mediation, and supervised visitation and exchange. With more than 30 employees, Domestic Relations is the largest unit in the probation division. Here are a few client feedback responses for the Domestic Relations Unit as a whole.
I am very thankful for the care and professional help by staff. Thank you for your kindness and gentle approach.
The staff member gave me valuable info and directions of wisdom that will help me achieve the results that I'm looking for within my case, specifically with co-parenting. I highly appreciate her and her wisdom.
The intake program for domestic relations assists clients with preparing petitions for paternity, custody, visitation, child support, and spousal support. The intake unit processes approximately 9,000 petitions a year. In addition, the intake unit assists clients with the filing of protective orders for cases involving juveniles and family members. The Domestic Relations Unit also oversees the JDRDC mediation program. This program was created to encourage the resolution of custody, visitation, and support cases through the process of mediation. All the cases that are filed by the intake staff that are deemed appropriate for mediation are referred to the JDRDC mediation program. This program was created in collaboration with the Juvenile and Domestic Relations Court judges and the Clerk's Office. The Supervised Visitation and Exchange Center, Stronger Together, operates a center that allows non-custodial parents time with their children when court-ordered due to safety concerns. Here are a few client feedback responses for the Supervised Visitation and Exchange Center.
I'm very thankful to the program as it's helped my daughter to feel empowered and be able to say no.
I can't talk more highly of the program or people as they assist us in these hard times. I feel safe for me and my kids.
Conversations with staff before and after visits were informational, sometimes instructive, and helped reduce stress and anxiety for me and my child. I always appreciated the openness of communication with the staff.
Community Corrections serves adults within the Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court who have been placed on probation. Its probation officers supervise misdemeanor cases in which an adult is the perpetrator and a child, family, or household member is the victim. The majority of cases supervised by Community Corrections are a result of an assault on a family or household member. Community Corrections also runs the Pretrial Supervision Program. This program supervises adult defendants who have been released from the Adult Detention Center and are awaiting trial in the Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court. Between the two programs, they supervise an average of 675 to 700 people at any given time. Here are a few client feedback responses for Community Corrections.
I wanted to thank you for always looking out for me and giving me the opportunity to be a better man. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but at the end of the day, I've learned from my mistakes, and I'm willing to take full responsibility towards my actions in life. I'm remorseful for what I've done in the past, and I repent everything that I've committed. Thanks again for being such a helpful and caring person.
Thank you for your support, your friendly treatment, and your vote of confidence. I think this experience would not have been good without you.
Good morning. Here to see Probation Officer Bagley.
The Code of Virginia requires all juvenile and domestic relations district courts to provide juvenile probation services. These duties are varied and reflect the underlying purposes of juvenile law. They include activities designed to treat, rehabilitate, redirect behavior, strengthen families, protect the community, impose consequences, and hold juveniles accountable for their actions. These functions are performed in our juvenile probation units. Juvenile probation has an assessment and 3 probation units. It also provides family counseling services to clients.
Well, South County Probation Department was able to help me navigate around the rules and regulations that were mandated by the court system for my grandson. They would give me the information or tell me where I could find it, making sure that I knew how to set up accountability in my own home and how I could provide a safe place for my grandson to come home to and be able to live in the community. It is a very long process and it is a very difficult process, and you actually need someone that's going to take the time and be compassionate to show you what's going on.
My probation officer sends me quotes on the daily. She's like, you know, I want you to stay out of trouble. And one of the quotes that she said was, watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions because they become habits. So that right there is like a huge for me, because I'm just like, I know if I do that, then that can happen, or that can happen. And it kind of made me just like take a second, just like look at like, you know, my whole life. Like, not only that, but like, what can I do for the future to become a better person? And so like, just with that quote, I'm just like, yeah, I gotta stop doing things I was doing before, because that's not positive, that's negative stuff. That's taking me away from my family for a long time. So, and that's not something I want to go through again. So just with that, I know no more.
Here are a few client feedback responses for juvenile probation services.
Probation services were provided in a professional manner. The experience helped my son understand the seriousness and the consequences of his choices.
I feel the probation had a direct correlation to my son's graduating and getting his diploma. Had he not been on probation, he may not have reached his goals.
I hated this time in our lives. To be fair, your office made it as bearable and professional as possible.
Juvenile intake provides services for both criminal and status offenses. Cases involving individuals wishing to initiate certain legal actions regarding juveniles are handled by an intake officer. Complaints against juveniles may be filed by police, citizens, parents, families, merchants, and other government agencies. An intake officer will determine probable cause and whether the case is set for a judicial hearing or diverted from legal action and handled informally. Here are a few client feedback responses for juvenile intake.
Staff did an outstanding job of making the boys understand the seriousness of the situation and how choices have consequences, and made the boys understand and explain what the future holds and what is expected of them.
The staff member was excellent at advising us on a solution to help our family correct the matter and how to proceed positively.
Both staff members were very kind to my daughter and always professional and compassionate. They focused on my daughter's strengths with her and spoke lovingly, but firmly, about the consequences throughout a life of bad decisions. I am grateful.
I appreciate that this program gave my son a chance to change his life and behavior without suffering extreme consequences. We communicate better now.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out to Parent Support Group this evening.
The Parent Support Group is run by staff from Juvenile Intake and is for parents and custodians seeking information and insight about regaining control of their children, whether court-involved or not.
Well, our story as a family was that one of our loved ones was kind of getting off the rails with substance issues and getting involved in the courts. And it was suggested to us to come to the Parent Support Group here at Tuesday nights at 7:30 with other parents who are going through similar situations. And at that time, we were able to meet parents who had gone through the system before and came out of it with kids who are doing well. There are often kids that would come back to the group and talk to parents, and they talked about how they got serious about their problems with the law or with substances when their parents got serious. And I needed to hear that 7.5 years ago. And after our loved one got better, we decided as a family to continue to come here and to continue to hopefully give back to other families that were going through what we were going through.
Once you start doing the community service,
Supervised Release Services, SRS, provides highly structured supervision and monitoring services to juveniles who are awaiting adjudication or final disposition of charges and who are released to the community as an alternative to the Juvenile Detention Center or Shelter Care Facility. Intensive Supervision, ISP, is a program that provides supervision in the evenings, including weekends, to youth and young adults up to age 21 who are considered high risk or represent an elevated danger level to public safety. Here are a few client feedback responses for supervised release services.
The electronic monitor was helpful for home-geared supervision. It allowed us to continue to go to work without worrying that our son was truant during these 2 weeks he was in the SRS program. Program staff checked in on him while he was at home. Staff was always courteous, professional, and helpful.
It benefited my son by keeping him at home and off the streets, and it had him going to school on a regular basis. It made him truly abide by the rules, and it gave him structure.
I believe it helped our son get back on track with accountability and boundaries. He is back to respecting our parental authority and is happier in spending family time with us again. Redirection.
The Juvenile Detention Center, JDC, is a 121-bed secure facility for adolescent males and females. The facility provides pre-dispositional, post-dispositional, and pre-placement detention of juveniles as ordered by the juvenile court. The facility design provides specialized space for education, recreation, dining, groups, and specialized programming. Program services include counseling, mental health services, medical care, educational services, religious services, and more. The Juvenile Detention Center is by far the largest unit in JDRDC, with around 110 employees. The JDC also houses the BETA program, which provides the court with an alternative to committing youth to the Department of Juvenile Justice. BETA is a secure, co-occurring program, providing up to 6 months of treatment in a secure environment, followed by a 6-month aftercare component with services continuing in the community.
The BETA program is a year-long, 6 months being locked up, 6 months community program. It's therapeutic. It helps you with alcohol use, drug abuse, and family therapy, and coping skills and social interactive skills with other people. And it's helped me because I had anger issues a lot. Like I didn't hit or anything, but I'd be really loud with my mom or my parents or anybody. So now it's perfect. I have coping skills. I think a lot. I like to vision my happy place. About anything that makes me happy is it's in my mind. So if I feel myself getting upset, I'll think about my happy place and I'll start to calm down, or I just start to talk a lot, or go on walks. So it really helped me think about what I want to do. And I graduated in there too. They help with school, everything. Getting a job, I applied for a job a week before I got out, and I got the job.
Shelter care is a temporary care facility designed to provide a safe and stable environment for children who need stabilization services away from their homes. The children who require services generally fall into several categories, including emergency placement, diversion, predispositional status, and post-dispositional status. Here are a few client feedback responses for shelter care.
I am very satisfied with him being here. He has improved due to the structure of the program. Staff was knowledgeable, excellent, and courteous.
The staff member was an asset during my daughter's stay at LSS and really helped my daughter through counseling. My husband, daughter, and I are so thankful.
I'm very happy with the program and the services my daughter received here. She seems more positive.
The Boys Probation House and Foundations are highly structured, trauma-informed, community-based, gender-specific, 12-bed residential treatment programs for court-involved juveniles. Both of the programs have transformed to provide a variety of services in the community.
The Boys Probation House provided me with some key things that I've carried on through my adult life. My counselor, I approached my counselor and said, I don't know what to do. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. She said, Ray, you've got to fake it until you make it. And I processed that my own way. I just felt that maybe I needed to start acting a way in which I wanted to be down the road. That changed my life. Without the probation house, I don't know that I would be in the same spot I am today. I've had a lot of accomplishments in my adult life. I own a business now. It requires structure. It requires a certain mindset to follow through with the structure. Now, Boys Probation House had a constant focus on goals and strategies. We were in group meetings, we would confront each other, we would support each other's strategies. It was absolutely an important part of who I am today.
I was 15 when I was sentenced to the group home, and obviously nobody wants to be away from their friends and family. But I will say that years later I was able to look back and really see what the program, not only the counselors, but the residents also brought to my life. I was able to change my behaviors. I got a better relationship with my mom. And being a parent now, I'm able to teach my children what my mother and father didn't teach me originally, but what I actually learned from the program. I feel like with their believing in me when I didn't believe in myself, pushing me to continue to thrive, to be the best person I could, providing education in a, I guess, group setting to where I actually attended school. I know that they're the backbone, if you will, that actually pushed me to get my high school diploma, which has led me to go further. So I really owe a lot of my successes to their staff.
JDRDC provides other services, such as the Fairfax Alcohol Safety Action Program, ASAP, Victim Services, and VIP, an interpreter program that works with volunteers and paid interpreters.
You have just seen a brief glimpse into the services provided by the professional and highly committed women and men who are the Fairfax County Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court. Their commitment to public service and desire to provide the highest quality of service possible consistently results in improving the lives of those served and in turn the entire Fairfax County community. Our work, which is based on law, science, research, and best practices, requires that we maintain a balance between public safety, accountability, rehabilitation, and the protection of victims' rights, while assuring our services are effective, efficient, and equitable. In doing so, we must demonstrate the empathy and compassion required to support clients, families, and victims during their involvement with the court and court services unit, yet remain vigilant about the protection of the community. This video is a testimony to the commitment, passion, and character of the men and women of the Fairfax County Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court, who on a daily basis willingly serve in an effort to benefit both the clients and the community. It is truly an honor and a pleasure to serve the residents of Fairfax County. Thank you.